up? My name is John Bonjour. I am a comic artist and film enthusiast, and I am doing a series of videos that I call Why It Should Win Best Picture, where I talk about each of the Best Picture nominations for the Boscos this year, and give a few reasons for why I think they should win. Today we are talking about Frankenstein. Frankenstein is the story of Frankenstein. Like, I feel like you know this. To give the bare minimum, it's a guy who made a monster, the monster's trying to get him, end of sentence, end of thought. It is framed in an interesting way. This isn't necessarily one of my points, but it is framed in an interesting way where Dr. Frankenstein is on a ship and he's trying to be transported because he's being chased by Frankenstein, the monster, Frankenstein's monster. I'm going to call him Gerald from here on out. So he's being chased by Gerald. The story is framed in such a way that he's explaining to the captain of the ship what's going on and why he's being chased, all of that kind of stuff. Anyway. It also, a cool thing, if you haven't seen the movie, spoilers I guess, but cool thing, it does switch halfway through and the monster explains his perspective of what happened, and I think that's a very interesting, dynamic way to present this. That said, it's the story of Frankenstein and you've seen Frankenstein, so it's one of those. First point in the favor of Frankenstein and why it should win Best Picture from every technical category, and this is not surprising because it's a Guillermo del Toro film, from every technical category, this movie is astonishing. Like, the set design, the costume design, the makeup and creature effects, the gross, macabre body work that he does in some of the scenes is just, across the board, brilliant and very largely practical. If you didn't know they made the ship, I'm sure you knew that. Everybody talks about it. But it is a very amazing piece of filmmaking in terms of that perspective, in terms of the technical craftsmanship that actually went into making Frankenstein. That is maybe the most impressive thing about this movie, is just, everything is believable. Jacob Elordi does not feel like, I think that's who it is. I don't remember. Jacob Elordi doesn't feel like Jacob Elordi because he's covered up in all this big sexy scar makeup. Each of the sets feel real and tangible and large and grand. And I actually genuinely like some of the stuff. There's like a tower where he, builds the monster, where he builds Gerald. I don't actually know how much of that, like, I'm sure there's a CGI set extension because I assume they didn't just buy a castle. But the fact that I don't know that is pretty impressive, and it's a visually just astonishing movie. It's a treat to watch, and the design, the intricate design of each of these things is so deep that you can just pause the movie and stare for as long as you want, and you'll just be seeing new little details, and it's a piece of art. It really is. Like, it's just, from a visual perspective, absolutely delicious to look at. My second point, I don't know that it really qualifies as an actual point for why this should win Best Picture, but we got it in one. It's like, we've done Frankenstein stuff before. We've done classic versions of the Frankenstein book, and guys, we got it. We're good. We are good. Stop doing Frankensteins, okay? You can do The Brides. I'm very excited about The Bride coming out soon. If you want to do Frankenstein like James Gunn is doing Frankenstein in the DCU and Creature Commandos, fantastic. Go for it. Like, I'm all for variations on the character of Frankenstein. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. We're done with the one where it's Frankenstein. Like, we're done with that. We are done with the one where Frankenstein makes Gerald, Gerald comes to life. Frankenstein is Gerald's dad. Gerald is seen as a monster by the people, and they turn on each other. Do something new. And that, again, is not really about this movie, because this really is, this is the one that I think checks the box. It's the same thing as, The Shining, where it's you don't have to do another Shining. You got The Shining. You've done the adaptation of The Shining that needs to happen. It's good. I'm gonna eat my words in 10 years when they do a Shining remake, and it's great. But I don't. Point being, Frankenstein is done. We're good with Frankenstein. I can't see a better version than this, so let's just put it to bed. Let's kill it. Let's put it back in the earth where it belongs. Final note, this is also a technical aspect, and it's interesting that I'm highlighting all the technical aspects of this movie, because I did the same thing with F1. This is a much better movie than F1, and there's a lot of thematic depth happening throughout the film. It's just, I don't know if I can give that to the movie necessarily. Although, I mean, granted, there's a lot of the father-son dynamics that are part of the story, but maybe added upon by the film, which is a key portion of what makes this movie work. So I will give it that as well. But, on the more technical side, the lighting on this movie is just truly beautiful. There's so much, from the dingy, gross basements to the fires to the moonlight to the daylight to the cold winter bright green flares. There's so much to the lighting that is just so decadent in this movie, and I love it. So Frankenstein does deserve to win Best Picture in my mind, in my heart. That said, I don't think it probably will, because it doesn't deserve it the most, if that makes any sense. It's not the one that is the most Bosco-winning film, but I do think from every technical perspective, and from a lot of the thematic story perspectives, and the performances, it's interesting. Everyone is just loving Jacob Elordi for his performance. I'm pretty sure that's him. I feel like that's wrong. Whoever plays Frankenstein, whoever plays Gerald, they are just lauding his performance, and I didn't dislike it. Maybe I need to watch the movie again. I don't think it was like exceptional. Like I don't think there was anything that he was doing that couldn't be done by pretty much anybody else who is as tall and as muscular as he. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe there's something that I'm completely missing about it, but I couldn't think of a thing that is specific about his performance that made me really love it. Frankenstein, very good movie. I highly recommend watching it. It's a bummer that it went to Netflix, but it is a very good film. And if you have seen it, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If not, what song do you wish was about Frankenstein? Thank you so much for watching this video and checking out my channel. If you'd like to hear more of my thoughts on movies, comics, TV shows, anything of the like, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and comment down below what you'd like me to talk about next. And keep in mind, I am doing a video about all 10 of the Best Picture nominees, so keep an eye out for those.